Welcome, guys, to a very special edition of Calcio Mzansi. I'm here with the Ribelli. They are very awesome Juve fans here in South Africa. Yeah, a very interesting group of guys. Very fun, very passionate about their team. As you can see, the awesome setup that is currently around us. We'll try and make a short or something about it later. But at the moment, yeah, I feel that it's the right time for us to have this conversation. I know that Juve has been on a very high winning streak the past couple of games up until they played Atalanta in the Coppa Italia this past week, and then obviously the Serie A draw against Lazio. But considering that I haven't really touched on Juve this season in depth, I feel that also now is the right time, now that Spalletti's been in his position for quite a while. I think now is the right time to do a comparison between Spalletti and Tudor, the difference in structure within the teams, the difference in footballing styles. I just want to get your guys' take on it. How do you guys feel about the difference in managers and so forth?
So Spalletti
and Tudor, considering now that I think it's a reasonable amount of time for you to be able to judge.
I think Tudor doesn't have any experience with coaching at big side. I mean, Tudor was an assistant coach with Andrea Pirlo. Pirlo at that time wasn't very successful. Tudor, if you look at Tudor's history as a coach itself, I don't think he's coached more than three years at a club. Sometimes his most ones like 1 year, 2 years. Some of the Blues got 3 years coaching experience. Can't hold that job. It's not very there. And I don't even know how good of a soccer player he was. Now you got Spalletti, bro. That's what brings the spaghetti to the table. So you and also coaching a team like Napoli. Exactly. I mean, Napoli is a small, not a small team, but they never had many titles. They had great players. Oh, now they're sitting on 4, right? Scudettos, right? Where you check like a team like Juve, I mean,
maybe one too many, but definitely.
So he went to a small team and he made it also good in his time, that he was there. And he was a good soccer player as well, right?
Yeah.
So now he's at Juve, let's see what he can do. Maybe he brings the whole play. Ooh, done with the formaggio. Parmigiano.
So I wanted to obviously highlighting different styles that obviously exist between Tudor and Spalletti. I mean, I don't know how you guys have noticed the difference in your play. Obviously, with Tudor, you were a lot more vertically attacking. And maybe with Spalletti, it's not so vertical, but more breaking those front lines in play, but leaving your team very defensively weak. But I mean, I don't really know if you can highlight that, because I felt like there was the exact same thing with Tudor, except now with Spalletti, you had a decent midfield. And under Tudor, with the same midfield, I felt that Juve had no midfield. There was attack. And there was defense. There was that. I don't know how you guys feel about that specifically. With Tudor, it was interesting because when he was the coach of Verona, they were phenomenal. They were actually really good. I mean, Verona managed to stay up in Serie A because of him. They were one of the best attacking sides. But again, there was a common problem: defense. Verona were conceding a crap ton of goals. It was not like they were this team that were winning games week in, week out, and being able to keep them. They would score a lot of goals, but they would concede a lot of goals as well. And I don't know, I thought that...
But that's exactly what happened to you. It was the same thing. We would score goals, but we would concede, man. We were conceding all the time, man.
100%.
And like you said, it was no defense.
Yeah.
Now we got Spalletti. We got the midfield. We got 1 or 2 times with the strikers, but it's not 100%. But the defense is still terrible, boys. We need to wake up, boy.
True. One of my biggest things, I think, why this episode has so much relevance at the moment is obviously this weekend, Saturday, there's Inter vs Juve, and it's the Derby d'Italia. The last time I watched the Derby d'Italia, I finished 4-3, and it was an interesting match.
Yeah.
Considering that Inter played Juve, it was back and forth. It was literally ping pong. Like I said, no defense. You had an Inter side that was very inexperienced under Christian Kivu, and if you look at the highlights of them previously in the season versus now, they're a completely different team. A team that I personally feel that can even go ahead and win the Champions League. I know that they lost to Arsenal and everyone's like, oh, that's it, they can't win champs. But even since playing Arsenal, this team has become more oiled, more well-worked. Then you get Juve, on the other hand, that has also been on this massive peak, and it's been a fantastic peak. The Juve that's doing well is a team that's doing well for the whole of the team. obviously the loss to Atalanta was something that I don't think anyone anticipated. If you put down money, and I'm not even joking on this, if you put down money on Juve to play Atalanta on Betfair and bet on Atalanta to win, you would have made more than double your money that day because it was like 3.5 for Atalanta to keep there.
That was for the Coppa Italia.
For the Coppa Italia.
I just want to go back to the whole Tudor and Spalletti. And then coming back to the identity, I think the problem with Juventus at the moment is we've had so many coaches in such a short space of time that we have lost identity. We didn't have a midfield. Spalletti, has made the midfield work a little bit better. But for me, we're still not shooting the lights out. We're still not the classic Juventus that we were. It almost feels like we still haven't recovered after losing Ronaldo, because after we lost Ronaldo, we had a great team. And then after he left, everybody left, and we still haven't kind of rebuilt from that. And then coupled with all the different coaches, now we've got Spalletti. And when Spalletti was the coach of Azzurri, we put so much pressure. Everybody thought that Spalletti was going to do such a good job with the national team, and we did absolutely nothing. So for me, that's why I say, okay, yes, he's made the team work a little bit better, but I still don't see the lights being shot out.
So I totally hear where you're coming from. There's something else there that I think I can kind of like make a comparison to. And you were at the moment in the current state, like you said, yeah, Ronaldo's left, but I don't think Ronaldo was ever the problem there. I know it was unlucky COVID came around with Ronaldo and Juve. But for me, when I look at Juve at the moment, I kind of want to put Juve and the Azzurri national team in the same boat, because that loss of identity, and it comes down to things like the amount of Italian players, the culture at your club, the amount of sporting directors that have gone in and out of Juve in the past 5 years, is so really something to highlight. I think it's like you're on your third sporting director, and I think it's Cavani who's there. But I mean, from Paratici, Juve literally went up and down. What's his name? Marotta left. It's been shambles from a sporting director side. And we all know that, you know, when it comes to steering the ship, it's not the CEO. Yes, the CEO has a vision, but he's going to put someone in charge who's going to steer the ship in that vision. Signing Ronaldo was an obsession to try and win the Champions League. I mean, every single player that pretty much marked out Juve in the Champions Leagues before, Juve went out and bought from De Ligt. I mean, from De Ligt to Ronaldo. But obviously, it's just something that was this obsession that Juve had won the Serie A for so many years in a row, but just couldn't win the Champions League. I mean, how many finals did they get? So I think it was 3 finals, and they lost all 3. Unlucky. I mean, you cannot think that some of the greatest teams to ever play football, the legendary Barcelona, Real Madrid. In 2017, I still think that Juve got robbed against Real Madrid. But, it's a matter of opinion, because then they changed the handball rule, and that was all nonsense there, the handball on Medi Venezia. Yeah, it was an interesting game. One of the biggest things that I want to highlight between Spalletti and then Tudor is, you know, freedom versus systematic control. Like you guys had mentioned, you're not knocking the lights out, but what's the biggest difference between Spalletti and Tudor right now is the amount of goals that are being conceded. And I think that Juve this time out is getting that midfield that's it's under control, it's more compact, but also so vulnerable at the same time. And Juve is playing a very different football to what we're used to. If you notice that the way that Spalletti plays is it's very direct. It's playing that risky pass into the midfield. But in terms of the defense, Juve then loses out on that defensive actually moving forward, because you break the line, and then who's covering the midfielder? You're playing that risky pass to someone who's, you know, being marked, hoping that they can beat them out, and they definitely can. Kefren Turan, as an example, is one of the best midfielders in the league. Yeah. But it's risky. We saw it against Lazio. Yeah. And I'll go on more about that. But what is your view on the
So what I think is that what happened to Juve happened to everyone, because Juve only deteriorated as a club in COVID. The promises of playing players to what they agreed to on their contract, if I'm not mistaken, right? And then they found that there was a thing that came out the rule by the league that said players needed to get a salary deduction. Juve actually stuck to what they said. So I'm just saying, like, when COVID hit, Juve went down. Juve went down. It looks like they overspent, but they couldn't keep up to what they did. Then they got rid of Ronaldo. Ronaldo was unhappy. They started buying players that don't even add no value to the club. They got that Douglas Luiz. They were from West Ham, I think. Aston Villa or West Ham.
It was expensive.
Yeah, but what did he do? did nothing. Did nothing. You know, so that's what I think the problem with Juve, what they did wrong was with their spending. They got into shit. They didn't know what to do. You know, coach at the top level, court have to step aside. You know, the supporters, the Rudy Winters against them. There's a song there where they had a bangers, you know, in the stands. You know, so I think Juve deviated a bit.
There was a negative
Yeah.
cloud around.
I think you know what I think could have happened is that they made all this money through Ronaldo in terms of what shirt sales. Maybe, bro, I could be wrong, bro, but this is how I see it. And then they got this thing, and then they just invested incorrectly, bro, because they always got runners up to Champions League. How many finals did they go to Champions League, bro? How many finals did they go to and they never won?
2015.
You see, so you invested your money, which you've come to the final past 3 times. What do you mean? You can't go to the final 3 times and not take the low. But you know what I'm saying, sir? What I'm saying is that Juve needs to now regroup, get there. Like the structure on the field is one thing, right? But it starts from here, from the guys on top. The energy on top there gets spread down to the outside plan.
Yeah.
Same thing with life, bro. The odds on top there. If the top heads of that business with family and stuff are falling apart and stuff, what happens?
but that's
That affects the whole organization.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's happening. That's what we saw. That's exactly what we saw at United.
But that has happened. I mean, and Yıldız not involved in the club anymore. You know, he's taken a step back, and I feel like that's also why we don't spend, or we're not buying the right players because the big boss isn't here. I mean, we're going to have to wait. I think he only comes back next year.
Yeah.
So I think he'll have to wait for him.
Is he
to
coming
come
back?
He has to come back.
He left for
5 years. He was suspended because of the Super Club Cup or something.
Yeah.
So I think
Stuff
once
with
he
players.
comes back, we will see a change in what we buy. Because right now, when you see, again, when you see the people we buy, it's not like the greatest players. You know, we're not even competing for anyone amazing. We're bringing in good players, but nothing amazing. Nothing on the level of Ronaldo or Dybala or what we used to have. You know,
No, 100%. We went to go buy that player at good minus from Atalanta, actually. Right? Now, what has he done, bro? He's done nothing. Even when he was at Atalanta, I think what made him was those good shots that he used to crack outside the box. But what did he bring to you? Overpaid. I did bad, but come on, you know.
This is where I'll turn around and I'll say, I think Kopanas is a fantastic player, but it was the coach that made the player. You know, we've seen a lot of players in the past couple of seasons, so a team like Atalanta, who their careers were deemed finished. I mean, look, my was no one. Went to Atalanta, I mean, just got sold now to Atletico Madrid because he's one of the best players that he won the African Ballon d'Or while playing at Atalanta, won them single-handedly the Europa League final against an unbeaten Bayern losing. I mean,
What happened?
I feel that with Kopanas, he was a different player. I mean, at Atalanta, it can't be said that he wasn't good. He was very good at Atalanta.
100%.
There was a point where, you know, he was taking over a role of players like Papu Gomez who had left, and I mean, there were many players at Atalanta that had left.
Gomez was great.
But do you not think, like, because he was in a small team, right? Maybe he had a little bit more talent than the rest around him, so that's why he shot. You know what I'm saying? So
I'd rather come
chemistry?
from a different angle. My angle would be, I think that's
that foot has done nothing for me. It's done nothing for me with it's caused problems, financial problems, but he has a club too. But he's got two left. He's got two left. You know what's a problem? He needs to eat more tiramisu soup. Tiramisu soup, yeah. He's done. He's cock, boy. He can't.
shame. What do you have to know? I don't want to this guy. Sorry, boy. Okay, well,
One day, if he ever gets to listen to the podcast, I like him, bye. I'm gonna make a quick comment on this. Because he's had this identity crisis. Could see when Tudor had him, he tried him out in Atalanta's position
yeah, the full 10.
as a full 10. because he didn't have the team chemistry that he did at Atalanta, he sort of lost his mojo. He felt like maybe Juventus is too big for him. I don't know. He just started to go flat. But Spalletti, now, because he has discovered him, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, as a left back, this is now, I mean, think of any player Juventus has signed. They've taken a playmaker and putting into a full-on defensive role. He could rediscover himself. I think he's a very good dead ball specialist. He's got a hammer of a left with a bit of curve. I think that we've seen the opportunity. Slow, definitely slow. He lacks pace. I don't think he's worth, what was he, 55 million transfer fee. He's worth about 15. You know, Juventus is already lost parts of this experiment. And that's my 2 cents on comp. But
This was a bad buy, you see. Like Spalletti worked with him, and it's just putting the player on the right, in his right position. Yeah. And having Yıldız in front and having McKennie in front and we'll just see strikers. They all can score. Even Koopmeister scored goal. About 2 or 3, I think, scored.
from
But he's a defender. Thank you. His defenders defend.
Before we touch on other things, I think maybe if we can touch first on the Lazio versus Juve game. I think that's one important one to touch on game move forward. You know, I don't know how you guys felt about that game specifically.
Look, for me, from what I saw, because I did fall asleep, so I didn't see us equalizing. But I don't know. I feel like we played poor. We gave away stupid goals and put ourselves in a situation where we were chasing the game for the whole game, trying to equalize. That's why I fell asleep. And then only when I woke up in the morning, the first thing I did was check the score. And then I was talking some worse. Yeah, and then I was like, okay, well, at least we didn't lose because that's probably. Yeah, to lose home games it's unnecessary and it's just we don't need it. To be honest with you, especially from what we've had before. I mean, we've been winning for a while and we had to keep on winning. So to lose at home, I think that was just started a downward spiral for us. So at least we managed to draw, and yeah, we looked to fight another day.
Yeah, I think that's fair points. The only issue I have with specifically the Lazio game, I mean, I felt that defensive coverages in the half spaces and wide channels was extremely poor I find that a team that was doing so well, and I thought, this is actually going to be a difficult team to break down. The man marking aspect of Juve in the beginning against Lazio was shocking. It was so easy to get past Juve, and it was a 1-2, and then third ball over the top, you just play long, and a Lazio player was waiting to collect it every time. And that for me is very frustrating because it should never be that easy that you play the ball into the midfield, you wait for the one-on-one, and you just ping the ball over. And every time we got pinged over, there was something. The fact that Daniel Maldini is recovering the ball in the final third against Juve's midfielder who's taking too long to play the ball up, that for me is another frustrating point because I'm looking and I go, but what are they doing? Do they not want to make Champions League? You can't afford to lose again against Lazio. I mean, Lazio this season head-to-head is on top of Juve. They beat Juve and they drew with Juve. The Sconti Diretti, Lazio's on top. They take if you guys finish on the same points, Lazio finishes ahead of Juve from that aspect. You know, it's I didn't really understand a team. It was very easy, specifically for Lazio, to just play the ball literally across the field. So vertically, stretching Juve vertically was just very easy. But also defending Juve seems to be very easy. Something for me that kind of got me was how difficult Juve makes it for themselves to score. I don't know if you guys noticed this.
Juve, I like this conversation because it's been tedious for us scoring goals.
It is tedious.
You had a lot of the ball possession, a lot of speed from both wings. You know, having Conceição and Yıldız. Antonio mentioned this before. Field started to solidify. Turin, Locatelli every now and then makes crucial mistakes, but I think being captain, he wants to carry it back to
Sonny.
He wanting to bring them to the
So Locatelli, I think, is the heartbeat of the team. He wears the badge. He's consistent. I think he does mistakes because he tries so hard, and he's also involved with most of the gameplay. I'm glad to see that he's back in international setup, which gives you also that feeling of 2006 when we had the majority of the team was the Juventus clique that won that 2006 World Cup. It was next to no, you know, the Bianconeri. The Juve block hasn't been around now for 20 years, and it's nice to see Chiellini getting involved. Have you seen him in the interviews? If you watch Star Sports, he always does his little feed before. Yıldız is the new Del Piero, which is he's not Italian. We still love him. I love him. It's what, 2022, 23?
No, I'm not too sure.
They've just extended his contract to 2030. And apparently McKennie also has just had an extension.
Yeah, McKennie is solid.
So McKennie and Yıldız now, extending those contracts, says to the club, we're going somewhere. We're going somewhere, guys.
By the way, he's 20 years old.
And yes, to 22.
So for me, yeah, this is a good player. 20 years old. A lot of clubs, apparently, there were rumors that they were often. Yıldız came from Bayern Munich, you know that. As a youth player into the academy structure, and then from there, on the next gen, straight into the team, right? And I think being the youngest from the field, I think he's actually done a lot as a player, as an individual, because out of all the players we got, there's maybe only 2 or 3 that actually got a little bit of confidence in themselves when they're playing with the ball. When they run direct to the players, it's Yıldız, and they hit the dribble. It's Yıldız. It's what's his sound? Turin. Watch how Turin plays.
Also direct.
Obviously, he goes direct. It's an attacking. I feel that's our issue, is that we're not playing enough.
Zhegrova, you can add to the list.
Zhegrova is so good, but he hasn't got much game time.
He's lacking game.
You know?
I just want to pull it back to the Lazio game, and then I'll go to the Atalanta game, and then I'm going to go back to the Yıldız points as well, because I feel like I have to mention this. So to defend Juve for me and as a topic of discussion is not difficult. Juve makes it difficult for themselves to score because their attacking mentality is very simple. 2 passes in the box, and the third one has to be
captain.
right. That is in the opposite box.
Boom, boom, boom.
But Juve doesn't like shooting from far. They're forced to shoot from far because literally, I'm going to go to the Lazio game because that's a perfect example where Juve, for me, yes, they had most of the momentum. They could have won the game against Lazio very easily.
Yes.
What's the problem is that Juve doesn't shoot because one in the box. And that's what irritates me because what did Lazio do? What did Atalanta do? They just put 11 men inside of the box. Go look, there's a
Do you know why they did that, Balo? Because it came to the day with the game plan. I feel like every game, who they guys in place, they don't have a game plan.
Sure.
It's just a guessing game. They come in, they put players that don't deserve to be on starting lineup. They see second half, they wait to concede 1 goal, then they play catch-up. You know? Catch-up. It's not that the mod sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the problem. There's no game plan. We don't have a game plan. It's a guessing game. And Spalletti, let's give him some time. Let's see if he can actually find the right spot to start the game. Look what that. We scored last minute. We scored last minute. Did you see that? In the last minute.
94.
Bang, goal.
Kalulu.
But why is it we lost 10 minutes? Why?
And they know what to do.
And the guy that crossed the ball hasn't played more than 7 minutes in Serie A. So, Spalletti rolled the dice like we say. Jeremy Boga. You can't go. You can't go into doing something without a game plan. There's no game plan. So it's all a guessing game.
With Juve, and it's frustrating because yes, it worked. They scored in the last couple of minutes in the game, but it's something that irritates me. And I'm going to go back to the same point because even the goal that they scored, the first one that was scored specifically, it's 2 passes in the box, and the third one is either a shot or a cross, and it always is a cross to the back post or it's direct shot. Well, why? Why does Juve play this? And it's very simple. Juve doesn't have a striker. This is about time I say Openda is shit. And the same thing goes for Jonathan David, because these guys are so bad at playing striker that they need to collect the rebound. They need to be the goal.
You I think would want the value to come in to see some kind of problem. And listen, he's done. He scored goals. Yes, scored it. There's 1 or 2, I think, of the goals he scored were quite good. But the rest, I mean, you like you say, lacks a proper striker. We don't have
constancy.
They expect from Yıldız must. Yeah. Yıldız was this.
Do you remember?
That's one good strikers. We've had Tevez. We've had. Was it Argentinian Papita? They put him.
Higuaín, but the greater Serie A.
I think
he was fast for it.
but he was inexperienced.
But he was coaching in the box. You know what I mean? He was very good at getting in that little thing. And then, I mean, Tevez was just quick and powerful. Sure. We don't have that, and we haven't had that ever since. And I'll say it again, ever since Ronaldo and that team disintegrated, we haven't fixed that part. As
Chiesa left with Ronaldo. Right?
everyone, and
That was a big blow to our.
but they say he might come back.
Who cares? He's suffering.
Me-
What was it? A knee injury?
No. For me, Chiesa's career busts a few because I've lost total respect for the player. When you're not to now, they calls you because they need.
And you say no.
And you say no,
Yeah,
Rejected the national.
bro. That's enough. It's done. If you for me,
I did.
you did, bro.
So
I'm gonna stay at Liverpool and still on the bench.
especially when you one of the young talents and your dad was also a football player for the national team. To say no is just disrespect.
No, you don't think.
Leaving Serie A already was disrespectful.
But no, but you don't think maybe Chiesa feels like he's not okay because he did have a knee injury, didn't he? They also
You know what it is for me? It's very simple.
So I doesn't want to disappoint me. He was on what? He was on what for the Euro. That's what made up. Chiesa was the one that helped us survive the
Chiesa-
Euro to get to the final to win it.
Sure. No, there's no disputes, and I'll always be
And the
thankful
Prem,
for that.
Prem is playing at a big team as well. Same like
No, it's warming the bench at a big team.
his knee, boy. His knee.
But his knee is still for how many seasons? And that's the thing, is like if they don't get out there, it's
So
always been.
Chiesa's there, boy.
For me, it's the way he even left Juve. It was always this ultimatum where it's either you get rid of, Dybala had a fallout with Allegri. Afterwards, Chiesa says, I'm not doing this with Allegri as well. And either you get rid of him or I'm gone. And then eventually what? Then eventually the guy's injured. He's never going to be himself after that. I mean, once you've injured your knee, you've injured your knee. It's not like it's a small injury. But there are some players that have come back and been twice as strong since injuring their knees. It will never be an excuse for me because look at what Vlahović did with 2 broken knees. There's certain aspects of it where like I'll have that discussion. I'll be like, I get you, but no. And that's the problem, is that Juve has lost that sense of culture. Back in the day, whether it was Milan, Juve, or Inter, you say I want to leave. Where the hell do you think you go? That doesn't exist anymore.
At the high table, and they also got. I think Juve's got a problem with finance, bro. Trust me, they do. It's no way such a big team like that is battling for Juve.
Yeah, because the bar players, the big boss is not bad. No one's, and like I said, we go after players that aren't. Yes, they're good, but they're not any big names.
So I'm just going to highlight a quick little point here regarding Juve and their spending.
Yeah.
Where do you guys think Juve sits in the league for wages right now?
Okay, so
You don't know.
Lima.
someone else will know. No, we're not first.
Good choice. But okay, then let's get the top 3.
Antonio's going to read it from 1 to 6.
Yeah, I'll read nothing
Yeah.
now.
And the team that we just scraped a draw against is 6th. Okay, and it just shows you that our expenditure doesn't weigh up with our results.
And there's no cups, so that's also something.
So yeah, exactly.
There's no trophies with gold.
We're going with first place here. Inter is first with an estimated wage bill of 141 million euros. Juve is second with 123 million euros. Napoli is third.
There's no cups.
There we go, guys. There we go. There's your answer. But overspending, being financial problems. But overspend and nothing's happening. Bad investments. That's what we're doing as a club. Bad investments. Because why? The senior guys that sit there at the table, they
End
aren't
of the table.
producing what they need to do.
So you spot
Too much, not enough the money to buy the correct planning. Copy?
You say that bad investment, there's no such a thing. Oh, bad investment. Bad investors. Like that. Good investment.
This is good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
So if we had to remove just Vlahovic's salary or Juve's wage bill, which is 12 million euros, pretty much higher than anyone in the whole of Serie A. There's no one that comes anywhere near Vlahovic's salary. The guy's only 6 million more than the second highest earner in Serie A. It's crazy. But even if you remove Vlahovic's salary, Juve still sits at second place, literally €1 million above now. So, yeah, then there's Roma that's in 4th place with 107, Milan with 104, Lazio with 69.9 million. Yeah, I think that kind of sums up. I think you're correct with the financial mismanagement. I think that is a reality. But I also said, why are you wasting money? And besides that, this is just wage bills. The transfer fees that Juve is spending to sign some of the players. I mean, people think that Jonathan Daly was a free transfer. Guys, read the bonuses, signings behind it. It's a lot of money. Even Openda, I think Openda's like in price for Openda's like, you need $1 million. I mean,
Yes, you
it's
can have
really-
the way you don't think that one is only Canadian.
yes.
Canadian, now McKennie. You know, Juve was the only. I think Juve was the only team that during the Club World Cup went to the White House. You see, John Alcan is now what the CEO of Ferrari there in in America.
And there's big problems with Ferrari before. So I think if that's anything to measure by, but that it is. So then obviously he doesn't understand the brand. He doesn't understand the brand. He doesn't have.
But that's why
anything
that's what I'm saying. The big
extra
boys that were
speaker.
sitting at the table need to step in because we need to. We don't want to, you know. It's just master thing.
Look, in terms of Juve going to the White House, I don't. It was fun. It was fun, but why are they getting involved in political stuff? It's their actions. I know, but Club World Cup, they should just say that. That's the first thing I'll say. Then the other thing is, I mean, Alex Shaney, I know you're going to watch this, but we had this discussion with Jim the other day, and he said Ferrari has just become a mid-table team. And ever since Ferrari's let it down, where's Juve been?
Yeah,
Middle of the table.
I was saying
Three things. They could do
They've carried each other.
three things. It's Ferrari. It's the national team.
yes.
And the government, you know, those three things. When Juve does good, Ferrari does good. When Juve does bad, you know, Juve is the old lady.
I think you guys give me a Ferrari. I like how you tell it. Ferrari. Black one.
Black one.
Black. Gold release Juventus. Good must I have a thing.
I want to just touch on the contract extensions. It was Yıldız, it was McKennie. Was there anyone else that was extended? No. Okay. So now being released, Vlahović, I is definitely going. He goes to AC Milan. He goes to Milan. Not confirmed.
Antonio, but then why do you wear blue? You give me three. Hunter gave me three. Come here with the blue stuff.
They're horizontal enough.
Yeah,
It's playing.
yeah.
Does it describe it to the two person to the black one?
I just want to move on to a player's spotlight now. You've obviously mentioned that Yıldız is now saying Juve till 2030 with a nice little pay increase as well.
What has he gone up to from 6 million?
Oh, I have no idea. No, I don't think he's touching 6 million now.
The Yıldız is still cheap compared to Vlahović.
Vlahović hasn't done it.
He's left Juve.
Yeah, I think Vlahović is in a bit of a cuck situation where he has earned so much money, but he's done nothing in Juve in the past couple of seasons that no one wants to. But
He looks good on the
But it's
pitch.
steps away. I think in the first year when you come, you do well, and then the expectation is
Yeah.
that then after his increase, then he just didn't do it.
So once Vlahović left Fiorentina with Italiano, he's never been the same player. I mean, Vincenzo Italiano as well is one of those coaches that's, you know, maybe one day if we win a World Cup, and I'm going to stick to this opinion here that when Italy wins a World Cup again, there's two coaches that can do it. It's Italiano and Palladino. I don't know what it is about these guys, but these guys get underperforming players to overperform and be something that they would never be. They don't need a lot of time to implement their philosophy, but the football works. Look at what Palladino's done since taking over from Vlahović and Atalanta. It's got to turn the whole ship around. Within a matter of 2-3 games, beat Chelsea in the Champions League. I mean, what?
That's massive.
I mean, damn, bro. You had 2 games at the home. You lost your first one. The second one, you beat Chelsea. They just won the Club World Cup, and you did it convincingly. I kind of knew it was going to happen, but it's the impact that he has. Yıldız his new salary, €6 million on the dot. So he's earning just as much as Rafael Leao.
And I still 20-year-old.
But this is where my argument then comes in. You know, with Yıldız being so young, and obviously we know that he's a very creative player. He's dribbling, is saying he's not scared to do. And I mean, he's not overcomplicated. He does the basics of a dribbling with 2-star and 3-star skill moves fantastically. He does it on a scale of 1 to 10. You know, it's so good. And I think that's what makes him special. Del Piero wasn't a fancy player either, but he did the basics all with body feints, the little step over. The basic stuff he does very
Great
well.
striker.
Fantastic striker.
Boyhood hero.
I think someone who could have won a Ballon d'Or, hands down, easily. Del Piero instead of Cannavaro. I think he could have won it for Italy in 2006 with his impact in the World Cup. I know that Cannavaro did win it, but I think Del Piero could have won it as well. But my question is, focusing on Yıldız, do you not think that maybe he's still a bit too young? I know he's Juve's captain at 20 years old, but you know how much weight that is on your shoulders? Besides the fact we were talking earlier about, I personally feel that Koopmeiners hasn't succeeded because of the weights of the Juve shirts. It's not just another shirt.
He's not saying this. Because like I said, he was overrated. They made him bigger than what he is. He's a big guy, but they made him bigger than what he is. Koopmeiners in an Atalanta team, or a team like, let's say, like maybe like a Como or something, you'll be the outshine player, okay? Because there's no one that's better than us. But now you come to a team surrounded with superstars. If you're weak link, you're gonna stick up like a close son. You know, so when you're on that level where everyone is at a high level and you're not to that level, you're all gonna be sheep. You're all gonna be sheep. So for me, I just think, and that's the same thing even with the Vlahović that we were talking, the same story. Overrated, they judge them on 1-2 good seasons, close for that. If are the best, but then what happens? They can't deliver. So where's the issue? Where's the issue? They've changed the coaching staff how many times?
Well, Vlahović said 4 times.
And how many times did they change the board?
Yeah, the board has been reshuffled.
You
Many
see,
times.
the board is reshuffled
Ruffles
first.
on top.
The board is reshuffled first. Then it went down in stages. Boom, boom. So that voice comes down to the field.
It comes down again to the boss is not there. It all comes down to that. Because I mean, when he comes back, then there's a bit more order. I mean, like you say, I already
but that's the problem with the discipline.
I've got something interesting that I want to add in here, and I don't think anyone has noted this.
Yeah.
I bet you no one has. Juventus actually suffers from a goalkeeper deficiency. Di Gregorio, I think he came from Fiorentina, isn't it?
Di Gregorio came from Monza.
From Monza, and Monza had a blunder this season.
He was rated the number one keeper the year before.
I think he won keeper of the season, and then we bought him.
That's a good team, right?
And,
You see, he shined.
and you don't feel when he came to Juventus,
I think
he
he
underperformed. I still feel Juventus is battling in the goalkeepers department. I know Di Gregorio looks solid. He's done a lot of blunders, which have cost us 3 points or 2 points. And then Perin filling in Coppa Italia. You know, what a mistake. You don't feel that was a massive mistake. Di Gregorio should have been there for a couple game. Spalletti is also a bit flashy.
But look even,
Be careful.
but look even what happened to Chesney. Chesney, how many mistakes did he cause in the back?
Yes.
Those back passes and then the struggles intercept.
It was very clumsy.
How many times? But then what happened to Chesney? What happened to Chesney?
Was it Barcelona now?
We saw the Woody. That guy had
retired actually from Juve.
Yes, he retired and then boom, Barca picks him up.
Is he performing at Barcelona?
Yes, of course. So you know, so there we go. Is it really what's happening? We said the players
And he's cigarettes, did you know?
because they can't get the money.
Chesney smokes cigarettes.
You know that?
So
Di Gregorio for me is one, guys. I don't know. He saved the one hand. It was going in. One hand was a bit. That looks a machine.
So there's two
You're
points I'm gonna
respecting
bring up.
You reckon he?
I think the biggest mistake, sorry,
Yeah.
the biggest mistake that UK does is shutting off players. No game plan. What you play your Coppa Italia is knockout. You lose that game.
Put your second strike keeper.
Well,
When you get to this stage,
It wasn't a 2-leg. We
No.
thought it was a 2-leg.
so up until the semi-finals, Coppa Italia is 90 minutes and straight to penalties. They do it like that so that there's
which keeper was on this?
Perin.
Yeah, there you go. There you
But
go.
you must understand in Perin's contract,
Spalletti took
he's
that.
second keeper. And this is also somebody
But that's why, because
irritating.
Juve's got a good heart. They like to give everybody a chance. But the problem is, it's not delivering the fruits.
No.
Sure.
Especially the knockout game.
But why did Juve buy Perin in the first place? If you think about it, do you guys remember there was a season or two that Juve was going absolute hero dominance? That there was one team that beat Juve 2 seasons in a row, back to back in all 4 games. The only team to have done it. Genoa. You stopped Juve every time from winning those games. It was with TMD. He was such a good goalkeeper at Genoa. Then he went back. He went to Juve. Juve then sent him back on loan to Genoa. He never performed the same as he did. Like I said, 2-3 seasons. But he was a fantastic goalkeeper. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
It didn't work out for him at Juve because it was Szczesny. But I mean, plus Chesney's competition at Roma for his place was Alisson Becker before he went to Liverpool. That's a quality that we have of goalkeepers in Serie A. Chesney's a fantastic goalkeeper. He was good at Juve, but the problem was with Juve, and is with Juve, is, again,
Why would you buy young goalkeepers like they did with Buffon?
do you remember when Buffon came back to Juve after PSG? And it was during the COVID era.
Yeah.
And it was a recording where you could hear the players talk in the field, which was really nice before Serie A added in the blocking, because you could hear what the players were saying. And what is the one thing that Buffon used to say to some of the players in the field? He says, I'm in the goals. If you don't sweat for that shirt, up with the field. Not on the field. And that's the problem at Juve, is that people don't play for the shirt. I'm sure you guys watch the awful All or Nothing series on Netflix, and Bonucci walks in, he ticks the I don't know what you call the boots container or whatever, and he loses his mind, and they said that he overreacted, but that overreaction, that frustration, comes down to one thing. It's, again, how much do you love that shirt, the badge? And I feel that doesn't exist right now at Juve. It's a problem. So, I mean, I'm going to head on to another player, specifically Weston McKennie, who for me is someone who loves the Juve battle.
I think that guy has actually improved as a player. He's actually gradually, every game and every year, every season, he just improved.
Sure, but every single year that he's been at Juve, up until recently, now that they've renewed his contract, every season it was McKennie's going to lose his spot. McKennie's going to Leeds United. They didn't want him there, but what did he want? He wanted to stay.
Because he loves the culture, he loves the club.
And I think that pressure also earned his spot in the team by knowing that there was transfer possibilities. Then he had to step up. And apparently, recently, they interviewed him, and this is the happiest he's been at his career at Juventus under Spalletti. You know, he's one of his golden boys. And I think once he has his pick of his lot, I think he needs a full season, Spalletti, and then you'll see McKennie already. It blows my mind that McKennie is still scoring more goals currently than your striker. That definitely is something that I think is beyond. I think it's crazy, because you look at someone like him, I mean, geez, I think you need to. Juve is playing, go put money down on McKennie to score a goal. It's probably going to happen.
I think so.
I think the last time
How much you do for it?
I put $100 to make
Wow.
I would easy, bro. Like, I think at this point,
You think so? I don't think so. I'd rather bet on
the market words.
He scores every
Oh,
single
no,
day.
So this will go on before the game that happens on Saturday. Mark words and McKennie will score against Inter. He's 5 games, 4 goals.
He will score a goal against.
You think so?
Definitely. He will be on the score sheet.
McKennie,
I think he's good.
But
He
he
scores.
You know, he scores.
I don't
every
think
second
he
game.
don't score the first score.
He's consistent.
He will get a goal.
he is literally Mr. He is right now Mr.
Do you think he'll score?
Consistency.
He'll score in the game, but he won't score the first goal.
No,
But it just needs to score the goal.
Did you see his
A goal would be great.
A goal. So
So
McKennie, I would define him as Juve's tactical utility player. Right now, he is Mr. Consistency. There is no other player you know that is so consistent.
I think also Conceição. Conceição is very consistent.
you think so?
Yes.
Wow.
He's a good player. And he does just play him in the middle, I think. Because he can do the same like Yıldız.
I think you're right.
Put him in the middle. With long run, he can't make it because the guy's got long legs.
So don't you think he's too short to play in the middle?
No.
Short.
Maradona was really in the middle. Messi was in the middle.
Messi was short. Everyone, they all short. Even Aguero was short. They played in the middle.
So bring them middle, not on the side. They all good long. They run like giraffes.
Yeah, and they quick, eh?
Quick.
You're
Like
right.
all right, he must run with Kerry.
So what do you think? What scores do you think?
Good player. Good player.
I gotta just mention one more thing, just to finish it off. You guys were talking about Di Gregorio. We obviously spoke about Cup miners. So reading and doing some research today, from what I have seen online and coming out of the Juve camp, is Di Gregorio out and Cup miners out.
Yes.
End of the season, these two players look like they're going to be either. And who are their replacements? And I think one is a really good replacement, because it's now, I think, maybe the 4th or 5th season in a row since one also left Atalanta. It's Kamniseki, the goalkeeper, and Edison. Obviously, Vlahović got 2 pairs of lungs because he'll run 180 minutes and not get tired. Do I think it's the right call? No, I don't, because I think Juve, and this is where I'm going to go into the next point, something very, very important is, I'm just going to look at something now, and we're going to discuss Juve's identity crisis. So Juve has obviously faced a very big identity crisis where let's look at Juve 2014 to 2018, okay? And let's look at Juve now in the past 5 years, 2018 onwards, or let's say post-COVID. Okay, so you're looking at two things. Three things. Youth versus experience, an Italian swan versus now an international recruitment team, okay? And one with tactical clarity and one with a short-term adjustment to get through your season. Bond joined Juve, okay, from a very, very young age and played at Juve till 40. Okay, joined Juve, he was about 26 years old. Joined. Gregorio joined at 26, is now 28. Chiellini joined also at a very young age, about, I think it was 24, 25 from Fiorentina, which was the weirdest thing for me to ever see was a Chiellini at Fiorentina jersey. Incredible. And I got Breno who joined from 24 to about 28. Right, you had Bonucci who joined as well at a young age, played till about 31. But Justin Breno for me is a fantastic.
Bremer is strong.
But now this is something I didn't know about this. Did you know that Cabal was a Juve? He started playing at Juve at the age of 21. He's now 25 years old. But the guy's cock. That's the quality coming out of the Juve academy. Bro, it's not even Italian. Like, really? Guess what? Right then. Barzagli obviously played till 37 years old. Fantastic player. Once he moved from Palermo. I mean, this looks a brick.
And an international.
Oh, my days. Who's his replacement? Lloyd Kelly. Lloyd Kelly cannot defend the football to save his life. I know he plays defense, but that guy's also.
Where did he come from? The Premier League?
Yeah, he came from England as well, but it wasn't Premier League. It was like, I think it was league. Championship. I think it was
There we go.
championship.
There we go. And for the sake of just buy.
Big names.
And obviously now you've got Marquisio. If you take him and his comparison would be obviously McKennie. I think they call it a similar comparison ratio. And then Pirlo, you would obviously compare him to Pirlo played till 35, joined Juve at the age of 30. And Marquisio as well joined at a very young age, stayed there for a while. And left Juve at 31. I think you should have stayed a bit longer, more honestly. He would somehow have influence today. Obviously, McKennie's is different. What's the biggest difference is that today, Juve's biggest players that they rely on are Kenan Yıldız. He's 20 years old. Back then, you relied on players like Del Piero, Buffon. And these guys are experienced, seasoned veterans that, experienced in what they did. There was an interview by Patrice Evra. I don't know if you guys remember.
I have seen this interview.
You've seen the interview.
Yes.
And he says, before the season started, when Allegri went on that winning campaign, he used to call players into his office. And he would sit them down and he would say, you guys are my force. You need to help me make sure the team does not turn against. Because players are going to complain because they don't get game time or whatever, but you need to make sure that they don't, because you get to hear the things I don't as a manager. And that's something that doesn't exist at Juve. It hasn't existed for the past couple of seasons. Allegri tried it again. Obviously, remember, Allegri is the guy who discovered Yıldız.
Yeah.
He's the guy who also pulled him up. Very important player for Allegri. There was even an interview because Yıldız used to have long hair, and Allegri said to him, he's a good player, but the first thing you need to do is you need to cut your hair, and then you'll become even better. And he has. It's crazy. The guy's exponentially grown as a footballer. But there's an identity crisis. You've gone from having, and I'll get this exact statistic now for you. In the 2016 Champions League final against Barcelona, Juve had 6 Italian players in all the starting players in all the knockout games all the way to the final. Who do they have now? Juve struggles to get 2 or 3 Italians in the starting lineup. It's creating an identity crisis. Again, that badge. Yes, you get some players that do understand it. You have players like Liechtenstein who played for Juve forever. I mean, literally the guys who got and played for their team. That was also
We got Cambiaso. Locatelli.
Gregorio is an international.
Who else? Spalletti.
Gleti, yes.
Who
But
else?
Miretti's recent. He's also back recent.
Who else do we have?
It's difficult to pick.
Who else do we have?
There's no so for me, I feel like it's more
100%. We don't have.
You don't have.
the identity
I must
crisis
just say-
stems from something a little bit deeper. I think if you go back as far as the 80s, I think Italian football and national football was all about defense. And we don't have that anymore in the national team and even in Juventus. We've changed the way Juventus and Italian football is being played. And I think that's where the issues now are starting to come, because back in the old days, you always had everybody would defend. Then when they were on a counter attack, you'd only catch Italy would sit and soak, and Juventus and Milan and AC would sit back and soak pressure, and catch people on the counter. Now we go out and we score and we think that we're winning, and then we get caught on the counter ourselves because we don't have what we've had before. The DNA has changed in Italian.
It's honestly a very, very, very fair point. I think Italian football is changing. It's not the same catenaccio that exists. I think catenaccio for me is still the most guaranteed way to win football. You don't win a Scudetto 5-0 every game. You win a Scudetto by winning your matches by goal or by one goal. To break this chair. But
This is old school puppy.
I just, I don't know. What is Juve's? The only silverware that I thought Juve was able to win the season was the Coppa. I mean, we met at, what was it, the neighborhood. We were having this discussion, and you said, no, we're going to win the Coppa, and then I'll launch some fireworks off the balcony. Remember?
Yeah,
And I said, but I don't trust Juve's defense.
yeah,
And literally, what came to hunt Juve down was their defense in the game against Atalanta. And that's why, like, sometimes it's better to maybe actually go back to the roots and start from there and then go forward. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Maybe it is time to revert back and start trying to modernize something that did work. With time, you can. When you've got your system stable and doing the right thing, maybe then you can add a tweak or two there. But I mean, look at keyword Inter.
yeah.
Inter wasn't on firing more cylinders. It took time. Now you look at it, maybe it is time for Juve to actually just hit the reset button.
I've got a comment with Juve's recent performances in all of the leagues that we're playing in. So if we look at what we were doing with Tudor and Marta, we were drawing 80% of our fixtures. That's something important to note. Juve was known as the team to draw. Sure, I think in the season
No one wins that.
over 20 draws in a season. With Spalletti, you don't know if they're going to win a league game or a Champions League game, which they did against Benfica, and then Benfica battle against Real Madrid. Juventus's ace card for the season, and I'm sure this will obviously come up during the next conversation, would be Coppa Italia. We've blown it because we were fiddling around with too many changes. Serie A, everyone now put pressure on us now to slow down Inter this Saturday, because we're the only team that can now stop Inter from making another 3 points, and then AC Milan can chase them for top two. So Juve's got a lot of pressure against Inter now. But Champions League is our ace card, game by game. Spalletti could get to a quarter, semi, a final. It can happen. It can happen. It definitely can, because he's got nothing else.
Yeah, he's going to put all his eggs
He's
in
going
that
to
basket.
put all his eggs into the Champions League baskets. Hopefully my theory comes right.
Maybe that's the strategy that he's also going for. You never know, because, I mean, why did he field such a weak team up against Atalanta? But to also go back to Atalanta, it's not like this is the first time Atalanta beat us. They have a thing. Yeah, they have a thing. They like beating us, and they do it often. So, you can't be disappointed that we lost to them, especially when you look at what team.
So I think my question to all of you then becomes, what is Juve's remainder of the season to qualify for the Champions League? Try win this for that. Right now, we're 12 points behind first place.
I don't think.
Yeah,
There's 12 points is a lot of points to how many games?
we played 24.
Senior, do you have a pair of binoculars? That's how far we have to look to win the league.
No context.
And look, Serie A, double barrel.
Did you see anything?
Just wipe it.
What? Did you see?
But how am I not see the Serie A? Champions League, I see something.
And there's 38 games. Juve's played.
Is it Champions League?
So there's 4 kills.
Yeah.
You keep as far as we want. It's Spalletti.
I think you're probably right. I think probably eggs into Champions League.
Maybe, guys.
You
I
have
don't
to.
think.
Coppa Italia's blind. Serie A's
Morning.
And you say we've got money issues, so that's where the money is.
where they're going to recover the money to get to the final or
I
semi-final.
know, but if you.
I mean, it was a ballsy move to put a weak team up against Atlanta.
But if you know
that you're going to win. And there must have been a reason for it, because he didn't want to play.
So he's taking a punt. That's what he's doing. He's taking a bet. That's exactly what he's doing. Because Champions League is international. You're up against the Real Madrid, Barcelona's big teams.
You said
You'd rather
win with Benfica.
You beat Benfica 2-0.
And then Benfica
So there's the
With
probability.
Madrid.
Yes, they beat Madrid.
But then
Where does that put
you
Juventus?
beat Madrid.
Let me tell you
But
something.
why not?
Madrid had nothing.
Sorry, I can't
Smash.
You know what?
In this next
You know,
game.
attending watch. People are like, oh, Benfica's got no chance, guys. Sorry, it's a rude way.
But the special one.
They are as
What did Madrid have to gain by beating Benfica? Okay, sure, one game less. You make more money playing an extra game of football as Real Madrid than what you do going to the top 8 and losing out on a game of football. You get Benfica again, they're going to start.
Benfica. Sorry, I like to pass it out. Benfica, strong name. But I think even with the new coach, Benfica has deteriorated the same. Because Benfica, do you remember that Benfica a few years back gave him a what time in the Champions League?
Yes.
Benfica was quite strong. Benfica, didn't they win the Europa League, where they went to semis of the Europa League that 1 year?
You
Remember, Benfica was on what side? They had a tough time, you know? So that team as well, they got a coach with a name, right? Can't deliver. The same like you, the coach now that he's got a bit of a name. He won with Napoli and stuff. He's a good coach. Now, the problem is, all of the players, you know? By name you're good, but what can you deliver? That's where the importance is. Sure. You know, you can carry the name like Cristiano or Messi, right? Surname, family, relative, whatever. But if you can't deliver, you can't deliver.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that's what football.
Yeah, deliver. Can you deliver on game day? You're a professional. You shouldn't be making lousy mistakes. You practice every day that move, repetition. Doctors can't afford to make mistakes. Then they tank. And yet they still move.
So I just want to obviously just highlight this. If Juve had to go forward in the future,
Yes. So our next fixture is against Galatasaray. You know, I feel, and I think it's important to stress.
Oh, yes.
This Vino's actually to cheers to Juve.
Vlahovic.
Passing Gala, and that puts us into a quarterfinal.
but should the round of 16.
Around the 16th.
So I know change.
You don't salute. Juve Gala is probably our biggest game. We've actually been invited to a friend of ours, his name is Emre, to watch because that's his team. Gala's his team.
Where is it to watch? Where? At his
At
house?
his house in Santa. And the return game is here. So we're going to have a Gala guy sitting here, Emre, with all of us.
Okay.
And he's going to go.
Is he going to bring the... He's not allowed to win. That's how San Antonio is very lucky. We're lucky the Juve guys. We're nice guys. Peace.
I appreciate it.
But otherwise, it's a problemo.
Don't tell me to watch it.
No, it's not in the internet behind you. Inter. But please don't let us try because we can solve them in. We can practice here. We throw it from here.
I've got one in my office too now. I'm putting the tactics box there.
You know, guys.
I wanted to ask this question.
Yeah.
Right. Let's fun little thing. Let's build a combined 11 in goals. Obviously using Inter and Juve. Who would you guys choose? Jan Sommer or Di Gregorio?
Di Gregorio.
By far. Dank
Di Gregorio.
is someone not lekker.
Bremer.
That's not
Bremer.
Bremer?
I'm gonna go with Bastoni because I think Bremer. I like Bremer. My issue with Bremer is he's reckless. If you look at what his red cards, penalties that he gives away, I think
Lack of discipline.
when it comes to abuse in the centre back
But he's a
position,
cover. He's mandatory.
we all love him because he's so powerful, but he can also be reckless. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
That's a fun rant for me.
Bastoni,
You know, I say like,
Zuri, executioner.
good point.
I don't know. I like Kelly for some reason.
I'll choose Kelly.
Yeah.
Why do you choose
Kelly.
Kelly? He's a good player.
He's talented.
He's
No, listen. Kenny over Gillen Gage.
Do you think Kelly is like what Kelly? I'm joking. You're a pump guy. Can you see Kelly? We don't know, boy. Yeah, I agree with you. Because he's a younger player.
Yeah.
That's what.
He's such a natural. I like
He's actually quite fit, eh?
Long legs. Long legs.
I think
Number
he's
11.
good. I think he's
He's
very
an 11.
forward.
Yeah.
I think he should be a midfielder, not a defender.
So I'm gonna go against all four of you guys.
Fair.
Kanji, bro. I don't schmuck Kenny at all.
What?
Yeah,
He's not Juve.
there's a lot of debate.
Remember, I don't look at it with a soft heart towards Juve and the play. I'm like this better.
Let's take it up. Let's take it up. Play.
In this,
Let's stop those.
Dimarco
Dima.
or Cambiaso.
Cambiaso.
Marco.
I'm not looking at
Listen, bro, I like Marco. When he plays really well. I'm not gonna lie, bro. And the kind of goals that he's able to score, I liked. I also like Cambiaso.
Yeah, so it's 2-2. I'm gonna go Cambiaso.
I'm also going to Cambiaso. Okay.
I'm gonna go Dimarco. I know it's not because my name's Marco. No, they could be something soft. It's like one.
Dama.
That's Michael. Why? Because he's got a more powerful left foot than Cambiaso. He's got more speed and he's got more aggression. Cambiaso's timid.
Football IQ.
No, Cambiaso. He's a bit less.
Dimarco's set twos work, bro. That pumping, he goes, he knows what he's doing. I think he's probably the best left-footed player in the division.
Shame, but same positions, right?
Same position.
All right, so then obviously we're going to use Juve as new right back because officially you guys actually have a right back now, which is Home from Bologna. You know, let you guys know. He's
Very good young boy.
fantastic
I
player.
need to play for you there.
But
Strengthening.
Elim Home or Denzel Dumfries.
This is a trick card.
Oh, that's not.
Okay.
You know.
You know you don't. Let's change. I want Antonio to change.
Give us your opinion.
I think Elim Home, I think he's a good player.
But never actually really watched him. You know.
He was very good. He was very good at Bologna, but
I must be honest, brother.
that's fine.
When I switch off.
Yeah,
The commentator calls somebody else's back. I don't care. I want you.
Let's switch it up then. So we'll say because
Yeah,
Kalulu is
Kalulu had a
right?
beautiful game against Lazio.
So then
Again in the match.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So let's do this. Kalulu. Let's do Kalulu or Denzel Dumfries.
His last three fixtures, he's been epic with beast in the back, crossing balls, hungry, leads black and white. Kalulu. I really think he's underrated and he's a tough guy. He's gonna go far.
Oh yeah.
For Dumfries.
Dumfries is also that, but I would also go.
No,
Yeah. Another level.
no, I got this.
As long
And you?
Kalulu. No, Denzel Dumfries all day. I love Kalulu. He's a Milan
What
boy.
can you?
But,
He came from Milan, eh?
Milan boy.
Kalulu player. I see another performance from Kalulu. Should I commentate to them?
You've got a conscious South fan, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You love him, bro. But that's not
You love him.
because he's watching you. He's got the Portugal shirt. Look, I see.
So then the next one we'll do Nico Barella or Kevin Turam.
Oh, that's easy for me. You go first.
Thuram strong. Thuram's solid, bro. A few games he was tough to find his feet in that midfield. But I feel like now he's got it right. But Pirela is good, but I think sometimes he lacks. He's got no finishing quality.
But he's got
Thuram will pass wide and he can finish.
Ah.
You know, like, did you see Pirela when he played for the national team?
He's good, bro. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Him and Tonali.
One of the best players we've
Yes,
had in the last 10 years.
for a long time.
Yeah.
How many years? How many years? Have been part of the
Thuram, I'm not going to pick Barella. Thuram
For me is hard. Thuram, yeah, straight.
And I mean, I wish he would play for Juventus.
Yeah.
Serious.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Barella reminds me of that player that we sold to Fiorentina. Italian international, very disappointed he left us.
Oh,
It was involved in the match fixing. No, there were two guys from Serie A that had issues. It was from Milan, Tonali,
Oh,
Fagioli, and Fagioli. I think Fagioli was amazing.
Pasta fagioli.
Masti fagioli and Barella.
Yeah, also that's someone who's
I think
be involved in that scandal.
Fagioli.
Somewhat damaged his
I
career.
think the scandal killed his
Where's he now?
Fiorentina.
Fiorentina.
He's a good player.
He's
He's
a
a
great
fantastic
player.
player.
Last-
It's just, you know,
last
things like that
minute.
strain your career. Okay, next.
But sorry, I just wanted to finalize. I want to go with Turin. Why? He's going to outshine his brother now in the derby.
Again?
Now, again.
Let's get into
Noi abbiamo vinto. We won. What I think it was 3-2 or 4-3. Was it away? I don't know.
But they both scored, eh? Both brothers.
We're going to beat Inter in the game.
You go one in That's what I just. Yeah.
As a Milan fan,
Please.
You're relying on us.
history has always gone against Inter. Inter's never won a Scudetto without beating both Juve and Milan in the same season. So they need to beat both of us in order for them to win the Scudetto. And if Juve beats them, money goes back into my team to win the Scudetto. So let's hope Juve does beat Inter for my own sake as well. Yeah, so that the Scudetto.
I wouldn't mind Milan over Inter, to be honest.
Milan won it before. They won it now recently.
Yeah, in the last 5 years, they got it once.
Yeah, but we touched the stars with this. We should have.
Yeah,
See,
but
we had-
listen, I think Juve could do it, but it's going to be a tough game. Man. I mean, the other game was quite good, the last one.
Reality is that it's very unlikely.
7 goals, Cheech. 7 goals.
Reality is it's
And Tudor won that game, so we've got to give him a little bit of props.
you do have to use.
I think the play was just like this, isn't it?
Okay. It's
Besides making team published everywhere.
Weston McKennie
Yes.
or Peter Sucic.
Nah, I don't even know who that like is, bro. I mean, I go straight McKennie.
Lucalia, of course.
Of course.
Of course, no doubt.
2 reasons.
Yes.
Yes. Bianconero, and we've just restarted, and he's forcing in Serie A, Coppa Italia, right? Pull him up, he's there.
Hmm.
McKennie's always there. He's the trump card.
But I'm saying it too. Yeah?
He's the trump card.
Yeah, I'll also say McKennie also because of the consistency of the last few games.
Right. And then
That was my vote. I'm going with McKennie.
McKennie as well. A lot of them.
Americano.
Then let's do attack the midfielder because I left out Locatelli. Just doesn't match with what's needed. Or actually, we could do Locatelli or Hakan Çalhanoğlu.
For me, Locatelli is the most important player at Juve because he's the captain, he's the representative, he's that Zuri blood. So
One of the few that you've got.
Çalhanoğlu, right? Çalhanoğlu is, listen, a magical player, but not for me. I'm going to go with Locatelli. The best Juventus heartbeat at the moment. And yes, he makes errors, but we still love him.
Yeah, also with Locatelli. He's my brother. He's my brother, boy. They want my fratelli. Mr. Locatelli.
Oh, it's with those, man. It's perfect.
But so for me, I'll never ever, doesn't matter what day of the week it
What?
is, I'll never vote for Çalhanoğlu. Like what he did leading Milan.
Yeah.
Locatelli, what he did leading Milan was bad, but Çalhanoğlu, yeah. Going to Inter.
That's like leaving Boston going to Madrid.
Okay.
It's just as hard.
So we don't have
that thing.
Yes,
Literally, Real Madrid and
to Boston got good for it.
yeah, I remember that. Ronaldo, phenomenal.
they should have done it.
No, they should, bro. Of course they should. It's the best thing ever. But for me, like to this day, I always say one thing, like growing up watching Milan when we were in our bands.
But that's not going to the like you are on my team, you ate with me at the table and now you join the enemy.
I know, I get you, but the bands,
Because I teach you, boy, can't do that.
for me, watching Milan,
All you
it's,
understand, that's why the obvious just sound in the game. Because he's locked in with itself.
Milan is all there.
but
You can play for Inter and they play for Milan.
but for me specifically, like watching the Milan and Inter derby during the dance era was shit until Çalhanoğlu left to Milan to go to Inter, and Ibrahimovic had beef with him, and that beef carried on to football field alongside Ibrahimovic and Lukaku with the
Yes, that was rough.
exactly. But yeah, yes, when you watch a football match and the guys are going, they're literally going to go at each other.
Yeah.
Because the beef starts off the field. And when you get on the field, I mean, for me, I'll never forget Theo Hernandez eating Denzel Dumfries alive. Denzel Dumfries gets upset that Tonali just comes and dash his uncle for these sheets. When was the last time that David Del Mole was like that? It's been a while that you actually had some fire in the Torino derby. It's been a while. Stuff like that needs to happen again. It's what adds value to the league. It's what adds the past couple of seasons with the derby in Italy, that's been fireworks. Fireworks, especially the Turin brothers.
That's
So
been good, eh? That's
it adds so much.
And the father sticking in the sand.
Yeah, you don't know what to do.
And the camera goes there, and he's got his hat, and he's looking to the, she opens his jacket, and off his shirt is black and white, and it's blue and black. And you know he's hitting both.
It's like that.
Yeah.
He says he loves both clubs, but then when you pull him aside, he says, "But I played for you, there's Turin."
Of course, there was.
That's
Okay, so let's go to the next.
That's it, boy.
So I think it's interesting. Let's do it like this. We'll do Turan versus or Marcus Turan or Jonathan David as a striker.
Jonathan David.
Jonathan David.
Got it, must have been.
Yeah. Yes.
I think Marcus Thuram.
For me, sure. I also think Turin. And it's still too soon.
Imagine two Turan brothers in the same team. I think everyone would be scared.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
If they gel together, there's a lot of jealousy when it comes to some.
Yeah. What's his name? What's the Boateng brothers?
I think when it comes to brothers and pairs, it works in tennis. I don't know about football.
never seen it.
Yeah, it's never happened. No, there was two players. The Neville brothers.
Oh, yeah, they both played for
Man United, left back and right out. So that's good.
They were all stuck.
That's the one that traveled in 1990. But sorry that we had to talk about the Premier League. You know, that's like this, spitting on my events. Yeah, sacrilege. I'm definitely going to go with Marcus Thuram. He's an absolute talent. Can score in the air, on the ground, and he looks in the sand and dad's there. That's cool.
Then I think an interesting one. Let's go Capo Caloniere at the moment. Lautaro Martinez versus the Wonder Boy Juve, Yıldız. So Martinez or Yıldız?
Shoof. Just a cute one.
He's a good one.
Obviously, I'm going to go with Yıldız for this one, only because, he's one of ours, but also he's got youth on his side. Martinez is good, but he is getting on, and I don't think he's as such a good season this year as what he has in the past. So, no, I think Yıldız is the upward star over Martinez.
Yıldız is, of course, Yıldız is becoming something now on social media. Everyone is doing that. The star, he's that boy.
You're doing it. I've been trying. I'm just it's difficult.
We're done. Oh, can't get once are you Juventus now? You're doing all. I'm following. You're following.
Your words?
For me, sure, I think Martinez. I think if you look at a structure, both of them head to head, I think Martinez is clinical. The last day, he finishes. That guy, you give him, I'd say 5 opportunities.
It's going to
He
be
always in the net. I think with Yıldız, you give him 5 opportunities, maybe 1, 2. Because I think he has, as a player, the responsibilities to us. So he has to come in, collect the ball. He's got a lot of work to do in order to take ball in the net.
Yeah, when Martinez
Like Martinez has an established team. So he can get the ball. The same thing like Ronaldo. When Ronaldo said all those famous clubs, he's lucky he had a good midfield. Martinez same story, but he's a good finisher. He played very aggressive, very good player. So for me, I think Yıldız is good. He is coming up, but I think Martinez has stolen the show. Yeah, he's stolen the shot for me. Let's see what Yıldız can do. He's still got a lot of time on his hands. So let's see. As long as they can be consistent. All these players, they're good, but they're not consistent. You see. So let's see how they perform and how they can continue to be good.
I'm going to go with Martinez as well. And I'm sure you guys are surprised because I was bragging about Yıldız and his contract extension and what he can do. But today, on the day, who's a better goal scorer? It's going to be Martinez.
Yeah, it's
According to statistics or whatever, I do feel like Yıldız is a playmaker more than a goal scorer. Yes, He can be, but he's not playing in a number 9. You know, he's not sitting. He's always still recovering the ball and bringing it forward and having to score and dribble 3 or 4 players. Martinez is on the last touch and he's clinical with that finishing. So yeah, 5 years from now, the conversation will change. Yıldız might transform into a super striker. So Martinez wins this one for me. Yeah?
So I'm going to be Yıldız. I like Martinez.
Yay! You went with Yıldız.
I like Martinez, but
Wow!
I think for me, Yıldız for me is there's something special about it. And I see it already now. He's 20 games on their head, so already now 20 years old. Like I discussed in my podcasts previously, he is a Del Piero regen. You know, Del Piero is a once in a lifetime player. You've had a Lautaro Martinez already. It was equaling. You know, you've had your Lautaro Martinez in other forms. No, I'm referring to Argentina. You had your you had your Gabriel Batistuta, you had your Carlos Tevez, you had your Crespo's a big one. But the other one that I'll mention is you guys remember Milito. It's not like Lautaro Martinez is a once in a lifetime player. Yes, he's on fire and he's flipping good right now, but he's not the Yıldız. And Yıldız for me is at 20 years old. I wish that Rafael Leao was what Kenan Yıldız is, because Rafael Leao will never win a Ballon d'Or, but Yıldız can. Anyways, let's go to the last and final comparison. A fantastic player at Inter, also young, loads of potential. Luis Enrique or Francisco Conceição. But you know,
Nadim has to answer first because he knows a lot about Francisco. They call him Cisco.
Cisco. I don't know a lot about him, but yeah, like, love his ball footwork.
I'll also go Conceição because he's also got he lost come from football heritage. His dad was also a player. I think for me he's probably a better choice.
For me, I've looked with Conceição, Mr. San Fran. It's definitely good. Yeah, because he's just a little guy like me. Is it? Yeah, like I'll throw it in.
Who was the other player that
Luis Enrique.
I think we got very excited.
Fantastic player.
I don't know a lot about him. Why I'm going to pick Conceição is because, you know, his dad is a legend. And I think Conceição is very injury prone. He's a little bit fragile. So he'll always be a 20-minute player. And that's the fact. He's not going to be a mighty man.
He doesn't have enough in his tape.
Yes. I think they need to work on his fitness, on his strength.
Correct. I think he gives it all and then he's out of there.
He's out of it. Yeah.
He's pure talent.
Don't you think that he could be maybe unexperienced? It's like an amateur boxer getting in the ring. They give you 1-2 rounds, full gas out.
You're talking about Conceição, right?
Yeah, Conceição.
You
can't perform a full game.
Let me ask this question. Unless your name is Lionel Messi, who can dribble for 90 minutes the way they Conceição dribble?
Conceição dribble. Yeah.
That's why.
If you watch the game, they Conceição up in game. It's incredible. It's so easy. Have you seen what they do? The defender just throws him to the line. And he's always got this habit that he can't play with the other foot. He doesn't use his right at all. So what the defender is leading because he run, and then he has to always cut back. He runs many times. He could, if he had to know how to just touch with his right or set up and hit with his right, I think he would have scored plenty. But they cut. You kill the momentum. You're going attacking and then cut. Defenses, the opponents already in their line, in their shape, in their formation.
Sometimes it looks like Conceição.
So that's what I think with Juve. That's what we're saying. Juve is good. They just lack final touches. They do so well getting up to the final end. They can't do nothing. Because why? They hit the panic and they're too slow. The defense just stands. Just waits, jockeys, waits for them to make the mistake. Boom. Then they catch Juve on the counter. No defensive finish. Knock the ball over the defense. And it's the same thing with the set pieces that we see. We don't know what we're doing. We panic when we get to the back. Committing penalties. Come on, but you've got to be quantified. I think if like I said earlier, if Spalletti must play with Zesau, with Kenan, Yıldız, and they can make magic there too. Because he will lay off, like you say, he's very quickly, but the volley play like Diego Maradona.
I think.
He's got
I
that in him, but he's scared. He's scared.
How do you guys feel if, I don't know, but this is obviously hypothetically, yeah? It's not that it would happen. To put Yıldız as a striker, last man, right over there, the last person to
Yes,
receive
let
the
him
ball
finish.
and try it for 3 games and have
But that's how
Zesau on the left,
I'm telling you.
left wing, left
Listen.
wing striker as well. Also, right up there, pressing on the box
That makes
with
sense.
Yıldız.
Well,
And then
I think it could.
the right wing would, okay, well, listen, I would bring those 2 all the way to the front.
I will put that in.
Yıldız is too, sorry, and I think he must try that.
I think he's spot on. That fit. I think he's a smart. Yeah. I mean, he's got the pace. He's got the skill. If they can knock the ball over the defense or play it cool, because the midfield's good. The midfield's
You imagine they used him as a
and he's got the
as a
skill.
CM.
The guy that must play on the wing. McKennie. He's got the pace. He's got the skill.
Vlahović is the heart.
So when the ball
Finishing.
comes for the 50-50, all his job was to win the ball,
Down and then
play
pass,
back to
yeah.
the mid, turn the defender and run. Look Lukaku what he does. He watches the ball. Lukaku face like this all the time. Majority of the
Receives
time.
the ball.
He receives. He just lays off. He moves the defender like that. He's on.
Right.
He's on. Who do we have to do that? David is not that tall either. He's got no physicality.
Yeah, he's David.
Scouts.
He doesn't spell his name.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes like this, you can be a sort of terrible player, but then you just shine when there's good people around you, because then you bring out the best.
I'll tell you one thing, bro.
You know?
I'm not a good striker. I play defense, especially when I play at Hubble, right?
Yes.
Streets. I can't finish a ball, but I can guarantee you, if you had to put me on that field, I'll finish the balls. It's freaking David's not finishing. That's what
Like, let me tell you, I'm a top striker, but I don't know. What it sounds bad that he's receiving, but he's not finishing at least 70.
Anyways, going to Conceição. If Conceição adds goals to his game, I promise you, people will talk about him being one of the best wingers in the world. The thing that he does is fun. He's just overthinks too much when he has to shoot. I mean, the game against Lazio is a perfect example. Bro, you've taken the defender, the other defender is chasing behind you as well for a hot dog. You've just got the goalkeeper. Just put it underneath the bloody goalkeeper.
You know what?
He tries to.
Do you know why I can't do it? Do you know why I can't do it? Do you know why I can't do it? Okay. Because watch how he plays.
Defensible in the
No,
bounds,
he
right?
plays. Look what
The
he
left
does.
strong on the
That's our top players. They know where the ball is constantly. Watch him when he plays. So he's running, but he's running, I mean, looking where he can see his peripheral vision. But he doesn't know where the ball is. So he's so focused like this. And he's running. But all he has to do is lift his head up and look where he is. Look at it, even look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Let's just finish this off. Let's score predictions. Standing Italia, what you got? 1-0 Juve.
1-0 Juve. All I want is 3 points. That's it.
I'm going to go with, so the first leg we were away, at home. Okay, so it's away, an away game. I feel like there's so much pressure on Juventus to win. They're going to actually upset Inter away. But it's going to be a freakish game. I'm going to go 2-1 away. I just feel like something's going to happen.
Let's say 3-1.
Okay.
3-1.
Yeah.
Hey, what?
Yeah. Problem Alliance. 5-0.
Oh, that's my blood.
Well, that's
That is a betting man.
I think, it would be a dream for me if Juve beats Inter. Oh, you would make my day. I think every Neapolitan fan will actually support Juve for one match. Every Neapolitan will support Juve to beat Inter because Napoli is lost. They're out of everything. They have to focus on Serie A. They are very behind in the Serie A. So we'll have every Neapolitan person supporting Juve for this match. Alongside every Milanista, alongside every Romanista, everyone will be supporting Juve to beat Inter. But the reality
You wait on them. You see to what.
the reality is that I don't think, and it's sad to say,
Juventus, that's why.
it's sad to say, but Inter for me, and I'm going to go on about this, Inter will be in a Champions League final again. This team is so flipping good. I won't be surprised if they give Juve 4-2. Guarantee.
Yeah.
I think that they'll definitely score more than 3 goals against Juve. I just don't know. It's either going to be a total beating or it's just going to be about 2 goals. That's
Okay.
it.
You know what happened to the zebra and the snake?
We give them a big fight.
The zebra ate the snake.
Anyways, guys, obviously, thanks for watching this special edition, this special podcast. If you guys enjoyed this little chats with the Libeli over here, Sergio, how can people be more involved with your page, bro? Is there a way that people can be more involved or learn more about the Libeli so that maybe they could, jump into a group chat with you or something? Is there an Instagram page that they can follow?
Yeah, so they can start by following on the Instagram page. It's Rebelli23SA on Instagram. Click a follow request and we'll accept it. And then from there, once you're in, we'll sort everything out. Yeah, awesome. Be part of the familia. Brothers, fratelli, Rebelli.
Yes. I just wanted to say thank you to you, Antonio, for setting up and providing us with this fun-filled evening of content and speaking about our second religion. God is my first, football second, and all of you guys. I think this podcast is special, and Juventus is rebuilding. It's exciting. It's not draw. It's win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. We just, every time we win, we could beat anyone. I think we can beat anyone on the day with the Spalletti. He's Superman on the team. But yeah, that's my last 2 cents.
All right, guys, keep watching Serie A. If you really enjoyed this, let me know in the comments below, as well as hit the like button and please give us a follow. It will help us in the future when we try to get this channel to become something bigger on the international stage. For now, South Africa, keep watching, and the whole of Africa, we try and focus on specific points, but this is just an African take on Italian football. So see you in the next video, the next episode, and look forward to hearing your responses online. Thanks.
Forza Juve!
Forza Juve.
We follow.